Hello, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to this regular calm abiding meditation followed by talk. So we will be doing the meditation first. So secure your space so that you are totally available, not distracted or wanted by anything, but totally focused to do the meditation. And so it's good to have that space and time. And most importantly, attention to occupy this space during the time that we have allocated to do the meditation. And it's important that the meditation is done with the right kind of intention, that one is doing it for shaping and molding the attitude that often become very distracted and dissipated without having the good quality of attention in things we are meant to be doing. So that outside the meditation we actually become much more calm and at peace with what we need to do. Whether there are regular duties or some other kind of chores, that we actually are very calm and peacefully doing that with one pointed attention and good intention. So that being the case, we formally learn to do that and reinforce that through the formal meditation. So I will first of all do the refuge prayer, which is actually an affirmation, which is calling oneself to reflect on the virtues and qualities of the fully enlightened one, the Buddha, which is a capacity that one and all beings have, some more better suited to achieve than others, and we are among those who have those potential. So we rejoice in that, and we have the same potential as the Buddha, if we so see to fit and apply our effort into it. And so with this we get inspired and develop strong affirmation confidence in the indwelling Buddha within us, that it can be awakened through the inspiration of the historical Buddha and his teachings. And then the more we look, more we affirm the Buddha's validity, how perfect the Buddha is from his wisdom, through his discipline, through his meditation, we then understand the Dharma. The Dharma is the truth and the way to be, how to stay tuned so that we become capable to awaken our mind in every situation. So the Dharma is a kind of alerting medicine that can keep your mind so wakeful. And as we become more realizer of the Dharma, then we become ennobled by the Dharma. Therefore, we rejoice the Sangha. Sangha is the unbroken succession of practitioners from 2,600 years till today. We rejoice everyone's good qualities, and when we do that, we see a lot of merits in the way we perceive others, and how we don't perceive others can all be helped by this inner Sangha within you. So with this in mind, we will say the refuge prayers in order to tune a good altruistic motivation that I'm going to do the meditation and for the benefit of all living beings. So with this in mind, I will first recite the refuge prayer once in Tibetan, then I'll recite a second and third time in English. Buddha Dharma Sangha Ajara Vijala Lachame Bhava Java Jivendalai Me'are Buddha Ujabe and I Buddha Dharma Sangha Ajara Vijala Lachame Bhava Java Jivendalai Me'are Buddha Ujabe. Once we have the refuge in the triple gem, that means that we have the commitment. We are more in safe and practice safety by learning always the first and most important thing is practice loving kindness. Even meditation is so that we have loving kindness as a good conduct in every day. If you meditate, you have got a lot of good discipline. That's good in your own private space, but it's even better when we are with fellow sentient beings. You practice loving kindness. You practice kindness. You practice gentleness. You practice tolerance. You practice and tenderness towards them, and that's what we call loving kindness. So that's the first commitment. So we're renewing the commitment to practice loving kindness, and when you become very loving and gentle and tender towards other beings, it doesn't mean that you're going to sort of make everyone happy and make them the world so perfect. No, then you discover the sentient beings have a lot of sufferings by failing themselves, by not having loving kindness from their end. So even though we extend loving kindness, but if they don't have that from their own side, you will be exposed to the amazing sufferings caused by selfishness and ignorance and stupidity and anger in their mind, and then you develop compassion. So the second is you develop a commitment to practice compassion when sentient beings' difficulties are otherwise impeding our ability to practice loving kindness and gentleness. So then we have to practice compassion. So compassion is where it embraces the sentient beings and deals with the suffering with the compassion. It isn't sort of running it in haste when you find sentient beings with problems. So that's not really Buddhism. That's, I don't know what it is. It definitely is not Buddhism. Buddha promote teaching of compassion to practice with sentient beings with problems and sufferings and whatever they are. So that's what the compassion is. When you practice these two commitment, loving kindness and compassion, whether you're discipline or meditation or however many years you study, it's all so that you practice these two things with sentient beings. And then you will find joy, true joy, joyfulness. So that is almost like a result. Joy is the result of your ability to practice these two with all sentient beings. And this is not unlike pleasure of samsara, that you have some good things and some like that, and then you're very happy, but otherwise you just become so unhappy. It's not like that. This joy is joy that comes from practicing Dharma and knowing Dharma and knowing how to employ the Dharma. And so that's the real joy that doesn't gets depleted by sufferings and difficulties. So that's the joy. Third is the commitment to practice joyfulness. And then the fourth one is, in spite of your effort to practice this with sentient beings, it doesn't mean that you're going to sort of fix the world's problem and everything becomes perfect. It's not like that. So you might have some people so close and near and dear to you, but you could not let go your attachment and craving and possessiveness towards them. And if they don't do well, you get miserable. They do well, you think they're the greatest thing, and you don't get so attached to that. That's not cause of equanimity. So you have to practice indifference to attachment to close ones, nor should you become so angry and enmity and crave and sort of a lot of ill will against other people and things who doesn't share your views and does not respect you or whatever. Even towards them, you should not become too angry or ill will and treat with kind of scorn and that kind of thing. You should also practice equanimity with them. So one should learn to balance this duality of extreme attachment to some and extreme aversion to others. So one should see the illusoriness of becoming attached to some, and sometimes they seem to be worthy of getting so close, but quickly they turn sour. So you should meditate on the futility of getting attached to one and aversive to the other. So therefore, fourth is the meditation on equanimity. So commitment to practice equanimity. So these are the four things. So now I'm going to chant the wording once in Tibetan and once in English as well. Happiness and the cause of happiness, may they be free from suffering, and the cause of suffering, may they never part from the happiness that no suffering, may they dwell equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those never. May all beings have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and a cause of suffering. May they never part from happiness that know no suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. So now we will do the meditation in 3 parts, and I'll lead you a couple of moments, few moments, and then leave you to it, and you stay very calmly, one-pointedly with that very technique. So we'll do the meditation in 3 slots. The first one is to keep your posture as your very focal object of your concentration, and you're focusing in positioning the posture from the feet, the knees, your 2 hands on the lap, the elbows, relax, shoulders balanced, straightening of back, chin slightly tucked in, and imagine a single hair pulls you towards the ceiling. Your gaze is very soft, gentle gaze, straight on the floor in front. Not blinking your eyes. In this way, you keep scanning the positioning of the posture. And at the same time, you know that by being able to keep this posture, you are harmonizing all the qualities of the 5 inner balances of the 5 elements. So that every effort you make to position the body, the whole stillness of the posture balances your earth and groundedness. The stillness that is not stiff but balanced and holding it kept together. As you scan up and down, your mind notices how to balance so that parts of the body where it's stiff, you relax a bit. Parts of the body where it's a bit too stiff, you relax a bit, as I mentioned. And as parts of the body that is too relaxed and not pulling the weight, like the back, you straighten the back. In this way you balance. That's water element. Water holds like the. Likewise, this posture balancing can prolong your ability to hold the stillness. And then the awareness, the whole posture, and synchronizing the whole posture, particularly by straightening the back, is firing your right effort so you're not dull and lazy. And this is fire element. And being able to have this insight and good understanding and very powerful knowledge, confidence in the technique is the air element. This can create a lot of mobility and spaciousness. So in this way you position the body, you know what it represents, and on the way up and way down, as you scan and notice the posture, you check and correct gently, and this is mindful of seeing your posture and correcting as you see them fit. And then mindful feeling is that each of these 4 qualities of stillness, balance, awareness, and insight holds your whole attention without letting it wander off or sink within. You do this with a couple of moments, like 2 minutes or so thereabouts. You use one strong bout of effort. Do a number of rounds of the scanning, and then take a mini break. And then again, do another bout of effort to enhance your one-pointed calm, attentive posture gazing. And this way you stay very calm and abide in this meditation posture. Have a sense of taming all the sense doors by the 6th sense, the mental consciousness. So I leave you to it, and you stay with that. while maintaining your posture as the physical basis of the meditation. During the second slot of time, we focus our attention on the breath. That is the incoming breath. You consciously inhale, knowing something positive you're inhaling, seeing that come with the huge body of positivity with oxygen, and feel inspired. With this, you stay with the inhalation. As the inhalation becomes into the chest and then deliberately permeate, spread, knowing it touches and soothes all the nervous systems, seeing it mixing with the blood streams, reddening and flooding your whole nervous system, mindfully feel regenerated and rejuvenated. In this way, stay with the permeation phase of the breath. And then, as one exhale, consciously breathe out, knowing one is breathing out carbon. With that, your tiredness, your sadness, your worries, your sickness, your wrong views, imagine, breathe out, and there it goes, and feel a sigh of relief. In this way, stay with each round and do reasonable, about 6 or 7 rounds of breath, and then take a mini break, during which you may correct the posture, and then again come back to repeat another bout of effort. So use this one-pointed, qualified, doing, knowing, seeing, feeling, the carefully meditated inhalation, permeation, and exhalation, one after another, one pointedly, without being distracted by anything or becoming dull and feeling lazy within. Stay calm and do this with great care. for the third and last slot of time, stay very still in the good posture and still following your qualified inhalation, permeation, exhalation. But this time, take a great attempt to count without losing the count, but not compromising the performance of each round of breath. Each round of breath is even more clearly, with a greater resolution, you can witness, see, feel each round at the ending, at the exhalation, then count it as 1, and the next 2, and next 3, and the more you're able to do the number, that much brighter and clearer your each round of breath becomes. So in this way, try to do as high a number as you can, unless interrupted. Even if it's lose the count, as soon as you find you lose the count, just take it as a mini break. And then again, try it again. If you succeed to reach the highest point, like 21, then take a mini break there. And then again, this time do the reverse counting. Counting, but still learning to remember doing reverse each round, and being able to count in reverse order mindfully, thus increasing your clarity of each of the meditation and your awareness of whole thing, without any chances of distraction or dull or forgetful or lazy.